Now, you're coming and helping me. If I am in charge, I certainly would like you to help me. I certainly would like to listen and to do anything that you, any suggestion that you can give, which I can do for the women of Pakistan. I am certainly in favor of the emancipation of women and getting them out of their problems. But please don't think that this is in Pakistan alone. It's not in Pakistan alone. It's in the world, the whole world. The discrimination against women is in the whole world. It is in India also. I think again I will quote India Today, which I read once, where there was a story of how women, there was a story of some Inspector General of Police in India Today I read, where the women being wronged. I don't know to get into those details, but these things happen. These things happen everywhere, and it is most unfortunate that women are being discriminated against, and we must set these things right. And please help me, if at all I'm not in charge at the moment. I don't know what can I do. Please do. Even if my present capacity, if I can do anything, I like to do it. Yes?
Okay, finally last two. Mr. Gary Kasparov, you wanted to ask a question? He was one of our speakers today, General Sahab, famous chess player.
Yes,
and
General, I'm Gary Kasparov, and I'm from far away from Russia, so I'm probably one of the few neutral observers in this room. I'm not part of any grievances, and I learned about this region, and it's my first trip to this region, from books, newspapers, movies, TV news. You referred a number of times to the 70s and 80s and the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, which led to this guerrilla war and to the rise of mujahideens. And I understand that Pakistani military intelligence did a superb job by fostering this resistance, which in fact helped to destroy communism in my country. So that was good news. But then, after the collapse of the Soviet Union and the withdrawal of Soviet troops from Afghanistan, there was a period where these dangerous people had to look for other targets. And I guess, there was some kind of confusion in Pakistan as well. And you mentioned, you had a metaphor of a tree, and cutting leaves or branches doesn't help. I understand that probably, you emphasize that you need an axe to cut the tree, but in my view, no tree can survive without water. Without water. So cutting water supply might help. And I have to tell you that there's some impressions from us, from far away, that that Pakistan, for right or wrong, seems as some kind of the very vibrant place for terrorism, the frontier region. And it might be wrong, because I have to praise your efforts to come to this audience, which can hardly be called friendly, and to bring this message of peace, because I agree with you, extremism and terrorism are the main enemies of the civilized world. And I feel that we can do a lot by working together, but there's something that I'm struggling to understand, and I'm grateful for an opportunity to ask you, as one of the most knowledgeable men in this area. The jihad in 80s was based A, on spiritual support from militant Islam, and B, on military supply, obviously from the United States. Pakistan played a key role. Now, for 7 years, these jihadist groups are fighting a coalition led by the United States. And they are not only surviving, but I understand they're even gaining. Recently, I read on the news that in one of the frontier regions in Pakistan, the government accepted a strict Sharia law as a part of the power-sharing deal with Taliban. So it seems to me that we are losing this war. Now again, if we go with this metaphor about the tree, who is supplying these terrorist groups with sophisticated military equipment? And how come that militant Islam has been gaining ground? So what is the role of the Pakistani government, Pakistani army, Pakistani military intelligence in cutting this water supply, both ideological and militarily? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, theoretically, yes, you are right. If we can cut the water supply to the tree off, it will die down. Yes, indeed. But let's translate that into action. I think what is the water supply? Where is it coming from? Now you inferred to the weapons. Where is it coming from? I would say where is the money and the weapons coming from? Neither does Pakistan have the money, nor does it have the weapons to give to them. We need our weapons ourselves for whatever we think are the threats that are faced by Pakistan. So certainly you cannot blame Pakistan for providing the water that you are talking of to the tree. We don't do that. And yes, indeed, there is a lot of issues involved. Drug money is involved. I was reading an article where it was said that the drug production in Afghanistan, the earning is to the tune of about 14 to 15 billion dollars. Of these, about 4 to 5 billion dollars are spent in Afghanistan. That is an article that I read in the United States. So I really, yes, we need to look into the finances that are coming into this activity, this militant activity that is going on, and the weapons that are coming from. And one needs to, you belong to Russia, you said. You are Russian. I know a lot of thinking. One has to see, there are a lot of people who I know who are looking at a greater game going on in Afghanistan. Whether is there a bigger game going on in Afghanistan? I really don't know. But certainly Pakistan is not the one which is doing that. That I'm very sure of.